do all forms of meditation affect the same regions of brain? And what about the specificity of the patterns we find? It makes sense that the regions that are engaged during meditation should be the ones that are affected by the plasticity, by the becoming more increased, because that's what they're doing. So, for instance, another study found in London taxi cab drivers that their hippocampus gets bigger, and that, again, the people who have been doing it longer have larger hippocampi than people who've only been doing it a short time. And the hippocampus is involved in memory, and that's what the taxi drivers are doing. They have to memorize all the streets in London. Whereas meditation is not so much focusing on enhancing your memory. You don't have to memorize anything. It's more the paying attention. So again, and paying attention specifically to bodily sensations. So it makes sense that in this study we found regions involved in paying attention and paying attention to bodily sensations. Whereas in the study of the London cab drivers, that they found the hippocampus, which is involved in memory rather than in attention per se. Plasticity is an interesting idea, but for a long time, people felt the adult brain didn't change at all. That once you got to be about 20 years or so, that was it. It was set. But it's really clear, just from your everyday experience, that things change, and that you're not the same person you are at 30 or 40 that you were at 20. And also, certainly learning new things, your brain can learn new things. And the plasticity angle was important, we felt, again, because so many people say, oh, it's the same as just relaxing or sleeping, or watching the TV, that, that's nothing special about meditation. But this really suggests that there is something special about meditation. It's not the same as just sitting there and watching TV. It's not the same as walking in nature, that there's something very specific that happens in your brain, and that the changes that we're finding are consistent with the reports of the meditators. That it's these long-lasting changes in behavior, and that it's not just relaxation, that's actually changing the way your brain works. And so we felt that was really important to get out there to show that it's not all in your head. It's not just people saying, oh, yeah, it's different. It's that there really is something different about it. Study done by Richie Davidson at the University of Wisconsin. And he did a very interesting study where he took people and he tested them before and after an 8-week stress reduction course. And he's done a lot of research showing that, not with meditation, but just everyday people, if you just have them sit and you put EEGs all over their head, and you don't do anything, you just sit there and just sit and rest, what you find is that people who are generally positive and happy and well-adjusted tend to have more activity on the left half of their brain, whereas people who are anxious and depressed and negative tend to have more activity on the right side of their brain. And what he found is that before and after this 8-week stress reduction course, in which participants learned how to do mindfulness meditation, that there was a slight shift from the right side to the left side. So they became, in essence, more positive. So that's really consistent with that idea that you really can change how you think. No, but it really does. It really does. I mean, it really does change the way you think. Yeah. And again, talking to other people who meditate and just seeing the changes. And I think that's actually more than talking to people who meditate, talking to the friends and family of people who meditate. They're often the ones who say, oh yeah, I saw a big difference, or oh yeah, there's something about this person. They really noticed the shift, where she did just that. She brought people in who were having a problem with insomnia and depression. And she challenged them, then gave them this 8-week meditation-based stress reduction course, and showed growth improvements in sleep and in improved ability to handle these difficult situations. Especially, particularly with Buddhist meditation, so much of it is stepping back from the story and seeing what goes on in your head is just a story, and realizing that it's not you. And I think the best example of that is going to see a really good movie. When you're in a really good movie for an hour and a half, that little voice is quiet. And you're awake, you're alert, you're completely aware of going on the screen, and yet that little voice isn't going, right? So you are not the little voice. You are the person who's watching the movie go by. So can you do that with your own life? Can you step back and see the little blah, 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 blah going on in your head, the chatter going on in your head? Can you just see that as just a story, and realizing that it's not necessarily the way things have to be? I think that's something I've gotten from my meditation practice. And again, this is something that a lot of people going through these courses who have a lot of pain, this is something they say, that just radically changes their relationship to their pain. It's not I'm in pain. It's, oh, my knee is in pain. My back is in pain. And it's not me. And it just totally changes their relationship to it. And they can deal with the pain much differently than before they take the course. So one of the benefits of meditation is this idea that you can have more control over your life, and that things aren't just happening, that you have some say in it, and that when things happen, you aren't just reacting. You can step back, you can pause, and you can choose how to act rather than getting involved in what's coming at you.